We are live. Happy hump day. I don't know about you, but coffee makes me poop. So does Instagram too, because some of you people really are poop. Well, that's not a nice way to start the show. Good morning. Happy hump day. It is Wednesday. It is the hump of the week. And I hope you are crushing it. I hope you have been setting your goals, monitoring them, following them, doing what you got to do to make sure you crush them. So, what's going on? Do we even have anything for the show today? What are we talking about today? Let's see. Busy week, right? We had the Super Bowl, always an exciting week. Definitely, I enjoyed it. Thank you to everyone. Special thanks to all of you that joined us with the Super Bowl squares. It was the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. That lizard guy from Down Under is a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Found that quite interesting. I'll let you guys hear that story from him one day. This was the first time in 4 years. We've been doing this for 4 years. And this was the first time that no random picks won. So I found that interesting because last year, all three winners were random. Also, this was the first time that there were four winners. Normally, we only had three winners. In all three previous seasons, we only had three winners. One person had won twice with their numbers. And the scoring changes just made this so exciting. There were so many coulda, woulda, shouldas. If this happens and that happens, so it was really fun to see people really engaged and enjoying the Super Bowl because they had another reason to enjoy it. Because I would sure say that that halftime show was no reason. I've gotten some hate in Facebook and other social media platforms because I thought Rihanna's performance sucked. I had read an article yesterday where she already cracked the top 5 all-time performances, and I'm like, my goodness, how much money gets dumped from marketing budgets for people to say that and put that out there to program the weak-minded. Yeah, guys, I speak the truth. I guess it's fair to say people were talking about opinions, and I say it all the time. Opinions are like, you know what? Everybody got one. But that Super Bowl halftime show sucked. The only top list I would put it on are top 5 worst, maybe. I mean, the show absolutely sucked. Started getting a lot of excuses. She did good for someone pregnant. Which way are we going? Are we going with equality, or are we going with reasons why the most watched show, the most anticipated performance of the year, was a huge letdown? Now, if you know anything about Rihanna, huge props, mega props to that amazing, phenomenal person. She is a billionaire. She has made great decisions. But if you ever see, or if you ever been to any of her shows, or if you ever see any footage, she's never been quite the performer. If you look at my stories, it's funny. There is a hearing impaired translator. I'm not sure. I mean, we live in this this PC world. And I should have looked it up before. I should have looked it up before mentioning it. The reality is, anyone that it should offend can't hear me saying this, but even if someone were offended, it would most likely be someone that it doesn't affect, because that's the world we live in. Most of the people that get offended today have nothing to do with the offense. I get it. These things do happen. But wow, the translator, the hearing impaired translator, she was awesome. She put on a better performance than Rihanna. If you didn't see her, go check out my stories. So who's here getting ready to poop on some of this coffee and this beautiful reptile world we live in? Sugar Skull Serpents. We got Kevin in the house. What is good, Kevin? I haven't put your sticker up, guys. There will be movement going on the sticker board back here because a lot of people are dropping. They're dropping like flies. So if you don't see your sticker there and you are one of these avid supporters, consistent viewers, you will be up there soon. I even put haters up there, guys. Just so you know, I even put haters there, right? Fair is fair. Without any haters, life would be kind of boring. But I do have to say the first person to check in was hashtag Q. He checked in like 48 hours early just to get it. But I don't know why, if it is StreamYard, if it's YouTube, but that comment usually disappears. But shout out to hashtag Q. What's up, Sugar Skull Serpents? Holly is in the house. Texoma Exotics. Will's hella heat. What's up? What's up? What's up? Wondering what type of drama he'll be starting soon. Oh, so the podcast whore, being the professional whore that he is, will be ranking, rating, doing, I guess, some sort of Siskel and Ebert on Reptile podcast, Reptile webcast, Reptile shows. That's very interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I know that I will get extremely good reviews. I mean, if the guy has any taste at all, I will get some really, really good reviews. How he reviews my shows will dictate his credibility. So I'm just going to put that out there, Will. Okay, freaking podcast whore. Speaking of whores, yesterday was Valentine's Day, which is the worst of all of the Hallmark holidays. It's the most sexist. Good morning, my sweet Valentine. How are you? It is the most sexist of the Hallmark holidays, right? Definitely lopsided there. It's kind of like a Mother's Day. Definitely does not equate to a Father's Day. And everything about Valentine's Day is a Hallmark holiday. If that's your one day of the year that you show your significant other love, then yeah, you suck and you might be affected by today. So speaking of whores, today is Happy Side Dish Day or Mistress Day, or in Spanish we call it Chia, because today's the day that many of your significant others celebrate the Valentine love with their other significant other, their side piece. Don't get mad at me. See, this is why I'm hated. I am hated because I speak the truth. I won't ever be sorry for that. If you don't want to accept the truth, if you want to live in a bubble, definitely don't tune into this show. Please don't tune into this show. I hate YouTube. They deleted my comment. Good thing I took a screenshot. I think I took a screenshot too, Hugh. So you definitely get the love for that. We have to get back into doing something for that first check-in, that first person to check in, right? Because there's only 2 times, right? There's no such thing as early. It's only on time and late. So we definitely have to do that. And speaking of the games, last week I gave you guys a challenge to see what was different today, and I got some pretty good stuff. I looked thinner. Oh, that was very comforting. I got that my beard looked like I dyed it. I don't dye. Cool with my grays coming in, and my wife, the one that matters the most about my whose opinion matters the most about my appearance, actually likes to graze. She's a freak. Um, that's why I married her, though. Definitely the reason why I married her. But I shouldn't say that right there. There's something wrong with that. There has to be something wrong with that because there's something wrong with everything. I say, according to a lot of you people. But yeah, she's the one whose opinion matters the most, and she likes the gray. So I got some interesting comments. It was pretty cool to hear the different comments. But the person that did win was Holly. She'll be winning this T-shirt since she's already won other T-shirts. She kind of she is trying to steal. I will admit she is trying to steal Will's crown. Um, but yeah, congrats to Holly. It was the Fat Man pin right in the middle. Okay. Can you see that? Look at that right there. Snakes and the Fat Man honorary pin right there. I think I am the first, if not the only person to ever get that pin that was not on 15 Minutes of Lane. I find that an honor. Bronx boys looking out for each other. Pico Pythons, how are you? Pico, I see you a lot on the lives with my homie Bomb Projects. Guys, next month we are KG and I will be back next month with the Battle of the Balls Eye Candy Extravaganza. I know you guys love that long title, especially the Crocodile Dundee. So who else is up in here? Boards Exotics, what's up? John Limon, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? Very, very solid and steady supporter. I definitely appreciate that. God, you guys are so chatty. You make it hard for me to find the other people. Nothing better than this Wednesday morning coffee with the gang, getting ready to start on cup number 2. I hear you. What are you drinking? What's in your cup? I'm drinking staple of this house, Bustelo, which, for a little fun fact, originated in the Bronx. Spanish family moved to the States and started Bustelo in the Bronx. Haagen-Dazs is also from the Bronx. I should do a Bronx podcast because I am a Bronx historian and I love everything the Bronx, except for the crime, the filth, and a couple of million people. So, good morning, Eric Small Factory. See you doing a lot out there at the shows. Great to see that. There he goes. All right, I didn't forget him. Okay, I didn't miss him this time. He gets cranky. He's a cranky old man. There he goes. Snakes and the Fat Man. You got to be somewhere, right? You know, he wakes up early, brushes his teeth, combs his hair, just to come and watch this. I know he does. Carrot Shay, how are you? Let's see. Chris says, I figured I had to show up for this one and see if any of you picked me for the most hated podcaster so I would know who to blacklist. You sound like one of your co-hosts there, buddy. That sounds like one of your co-host antics. You know, unfollow, blast, shame, go in your Discord, on your Patreon, and have others attack that person. I've seen that script before, man. I've seen that script. So we are going to talk about that today. I am absolutely fine. I don't like people that like everybody. Is that fair to say? In my experience, in my almost 5 decades of existence, I have come to realize when you find people that like everyone, they're usually fake. It's impossible. People are different, and it's okay to accept different types of people, different personalities, personas, but to never have any issues to live life in this fake positive world. I'm not saying not to be pessimistic. I'm not saying not to look for the good in people, but I'm saying to be real, right? You always hear people talking about keeping it real, real, recognize real. And the flip side of that is seeing all the people that are fake and recognizing the fakes, the frauds, the phonies. And it happens a lot. So I am okay with people that hate on me. You want to know why? Because I don't care. I'm honest. I'm honest. Even if you disagree with me, if you disagree with my position, you disagree with what I'm saying, I'm being honest. And normally, when it comes to things that are factual, I can support it. One of the words used to describe me or describe my shows has been controversial. Well, if they were truly controversial, I'd get a lot more subscribers and a lot more views. If they were truly controversial, I wouldn't have the blessing of so many people, good-hearted people, for 113 consecutive weeks. 413 consecutive episodes on 3 different shows. I guess you could say we're in season 3, right? This would be season 3. Never missing a week. I brought something every week for 3 years now. I'm on my 3rd year now, so I'm okay. But I do want to hear, and I like Will's idea, right? We need that Siskel and Ebert. Will, you're definitely going to get blacklisted. You're definitely going to get bashed. You're definitely going to be in people's Discord, private groups that people pay so they can be told what to do and how to do it. Because when you point out the obvious offenders are offended. It's pretty cool. Maybe somebody can make that a meme. When you point out the obvious offenders are offended. I like that. Put that on a coffee cup. Chris is extremely chatty today. But I do have something for you today, Chris, that you would find interesting. Balls and strikes, what's up? Wolf with Jack Nicholson as well. They're talking about James Spader. PD Reptiles, grab your balls, my homie from day one. I am rocking my grab your balls hoodie. Weather has been pretty cool up here. You know, for some reason, and I find this one odd, grab your balls gets hated on a lot, and he is so not, well, definitely not like me. So I do find it interesting how much he is hated. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, and I'm like, gosh, he's probably one of the most humble hood, uh, humble hood dudes I know. Um, Trying to be better in 2023 with how I speak and the things I say. So, Basement Pythons, what is up? Small Town Exotics, rock on. We got Shane in the building. Huge shout out to Large Marge Morse, man. He is always showing love. I look forward to meeting this guy in person. You know, some of you guys I would avoid at all costs if I saw you at a show. I would just, gosh, I would be scared to meet you just based on our interactions on social media. But this guy right here, I would look forward to meeting in person. It's gonna happen. So shout outs to Large Marge Morse. Go give him some support. Guy has very, very good intentions here. Killy's Morphs. I think that's a first for me. What's up, Killy? What's up, Killy? We got Jamie in the building. Ah, my homie, my familia. awesome person, awesome, the good, right? We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. What is goody, Shamir? Brian, I need one of those coffee cups. All right, so we're gonna have to do a some type of contest, which I'm sure you're gonna win because you don't let anyone else win. Sexoma Exotics. Puerto Rico in the house. Metal Scales Reptiles. What's up, brother? Serpentine, guys. If you are on the Ontario side of the world, of the United States, Canada, check out some of the stuff that Wayne and Alice are letting go. They are relocating to Ireland. I hope you are documenting this experience. Uh, that's a huge life change. Okay, I mean they're not moving from one province to another. They're moving from one country to another, from one continent. It's not even as if they were moving to the States. They're moving from one continent to another. So we wish you well. Please do document so you can one day share that experience. Maybe you come on here and share it with us. That would be pretty cool to hear. Oh, we got people talking about the Super Bowl, and I know there was so many people crying about the end result. First of all, congratulations to Souls Balls. We did have someone from the reptile community win one of the quarters. He won the fourth quarter. Wasn't even watching the game. That's a funny part. I think two of the four quarter winners, right? Because there was also 10 people that won bonuses, but two of the people that won a quarter didn't even watch the game. They just did it to support. So I really appreciate the wide range, the variety of people from my different worlds that participate in it, because it just brings memories and this long-standing relationships there, etc. So Luke, I haven't seen you in a minute. What's up, Luke? All right, so okay, Slater, I got to bring up to some of the original old Dadas. Been Don Dadas, they've been here forever. Bomb City, what's up? VIP Morphs. Now this is VIP Morphs, um, Canada. I think I met you guys on Chris's Zoom call. There's another VIP Morphs. My buddy Vinny, who's up here in North Country as well. Redstrom, what's good? All right, so there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about, and you see the way I talk, I just seem to go on forever. Ronald from Southern Constriction. Let's see if I ever catch up. Drop Time, what's good, Eric? Drop Time was the first person to do back-to-back shows. H&H Python. Charlie, congratulations on that ovulation. Mother Elfin Balls. Reagan Renee, I shouted you out, man. And I've been taking it easy on all you pigeon fans, and you're one of the reasons, because some of you have been die hard, right? You know, Bane of My Exotics, you, uh, one of the guest judges, Dannon, who did one of the episodes of the Eye Candy Extravaganza. He actually was a great guest judge. He was on an episode of Your Honor recently. If you guys watch that show, Your Honor, he's a comedian, actor, writer, all that good stuff. But all the bandwagoners that just jumped out of nowhere, and that was both sided. It was on both sides. But all I told everyone I was really gonna rag on you because the Eagles were supposed to win. And if they were to lose, I was considering it the second greatest collapse in NFL history. And I think that's what it was, guys. Okay. It was definitely the second greatest collapse. And I'm going to talk about a collapse in the ball python world. Um, We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, the Eagles losing was the second greatest. The first being, of course, the Patriots with their undefeated season, taken out by the Giants, the New York Giants, in case you don't follow football. Okay. Alrighty. Mako Morph was good, brother. Another North Country. Well, I don't know if you guys are North Country. You guys might be a different Nespresso. Oh, well, excuse me. Do you drink with your pinky up? I drink with my pinky up, but it's because it just does that. I don't do it intentionally, by the way. I'm drinking Bustelo. It's the hood stuff. Souls Bulls, there he goes. Congratulations again, brother. It's good to see somebody from the reptile community win. The last few years, it's normally reptile people that win. All right. Derek's Reptiles had a birthday recently. Happy birthday. He had an interesting guest on the other day. If you guys remember WWF, he had on Jake the Snake Roberts. I think we have a Jake the Snake Funko Pop. Samson and I collect, well, Samson really collects the Funko Pops. I just got him a Lawrence Taylor signed Funko Pop. So I'm excited about that one like a little kid. Definitely excited about that. But there are a lot of snake related Funko Pops. So funny story about Jake the Snake. I lived around the corner from SD Jones. He was thank you. SD Jones was one of the WWF guys, and I went to school with his son. So I got to meet all these guys, and I'm going way back. I'm talking about Captain Lou Albano, Tony Atlas, Junkyard Dog. So yeah, I remember WrestleMania 1. So Reagan Renee says, I'm an Eagles fan, but we did not lose by one holding call. KC made less mistakes all around. KC also played better defense. So for people to say that that holding call was the reason and that it didn't happen when the person, the violator, did it, guess what? Suck it up, man. Suck it up. So here we go. Here goes the favorite antagonist of mine. Balls and Strikes Python says, to be honest, of the hundreds of people I have met in this wonderful reptile world, there have only been a handful that I just simply don't like. Those are guys that intentionally do others dirty. So then you're agreeing with me that there are people you don't like. I don't care. I've met thousands of people. Okay, you are agreeing. That's my point exactly. Now the difference is that you know that people intentionally do others dirty. There are people that you think you like because you currently say you like them, but you just don't know that they do other people dirty intentionally. They don't walk around with a sign on your head that says, on their head that says, hey, I'm gonna hustle you. I'm gonna hustle you. No, they don't do it. Okay, they don't do it. We have another podcaster in the building. I would say I would consider her to be one of the few people I could have an intelligent conversation with because there's a lot of dummies in this reptile community. So welcome, Jessica of the Whole Back Rack podcast. It's nice to see you. I think it's Jessica. Gosh, shame on me for assuming that was Jessica. Special delivery. You already know. He lived on Mickle Avenue in the Bronx, across the street from Holy Rosary. We actually registered for Michelangelo the same day, and he had cancer. He had his leg amputated after a couple of years, so he had a tough story. So Derek's Reptiles buys me a cup of coffee. Thank you, brother. Thank you for sharing the love. I really appreciate it. All right, so let's see. I actually had, oh, it is Jessica. Okay, I had some conversations with Jessica this week, and I do look forward to having an intellectual show where she joins us and we talk about some things that matter. You can always tune into her show with her co-host Jana, and it's a very informational show. And Jessica never wants to whore out and become one of these let's do things for likes and clicks. So I really, really appreciate that. And there's substance to it. There's substance, a lot of substance. Troy says, totally agreeing with you on this one. There are shady people in this business. I do know a few of them selling snakes as pets that aren't, selling snakes that they know are sick, etc. Yeah, that's across the whole reptile world. I mean, not just ball pythons. It's very sad, when you have those people that their heads never prove out. They're always possibles, and they charge you a pretty penny for that possible that's never going to prove out. Or they're selling sick animals, or they're not disclosing certain information, right? That they have certain things going on. Um, and again, this is why quarantining your new introductions is so important. Okay, it is really why it's so important. I'm really not a fan of people that trash others because they have managed to have success and have surpassed a lot of the competition. I'm not either. I understand the argument of paying dues, and it doesn't just happen here. And you know what, guys? If you haven't done so, we're at the midway mark. Don't be a creep, okay? Go smack. Oh, I put the backdrop on there. That was a total major fail. I am gonna get criticized now on Will Hella Heat's show. Don't be a creep. There you go. Crush the likes and smash the subscribe, mother effer, in my Samuel L. Jackson voice, which doesn't sound very much like Samuel L. Jackson. Yes, success definitely brings it brings envy, it brings jealousy for the weak-minded individual, for the person that doesn't have that skill set, doesn't have that ability, doesn't have that experience on a regular basis. So it's definitely understandable where you see, oh, I'm moving this thing all around, where you see success. Yeah, I definitely understand that. Oh, by the way, I hardly ever go back to old shows. If I have to find something, I will, etc. And I went back and I saw one of those really nasty, choppy videos. It's definitely not the webcam. It is the internet connection, and I have to do something to fix that. So I will be fixing that. I'm gonna hardwire it. So, all right. Shout outs if you didn't see and you want to talk about success. I'm very proud of this young man's success, not just in the ball python world, but in life, as an 11-year-old. Samson, who's the reason why all of this has started, has been in the reptile world since the age of 6. I do have a link for a short video. It's a 3-minute video just to show you some of the stuff he's been doing since he joined the reptile community. While he's doing this ball python um, work, and building and planning and taking care of animals and cleaning, etc., where it's a lot different at 11 years old than it was when he was 6 years old and he started, and he was just a cute kid that liked snakes, and we did all the work. He's actually hands-on now. um I get hate. I get hate, and anyone that hates on the children is just, you disgust me. Like, I'm scared to see people like that in real life, because you really disgust me. And it's not because he's my son. I had the same experience. I know when we first joined the reptile community, we came across Lucy Land, and we were so impressed with her, um, that she was all enthralled. Then we started coming across other kids in the community. You had DMJ Reptile Kids, and AJ Exotics. It's named after it's named after Steve's son. But when you hate on kids, and it's happened, I've had shows in the past about people hating on other people's kids. You're disgusting. Okay, if you're not in that same position, don't hate because no one did it for you. I have my own father issues and life, and we can't go back in time, but don't hate on someone else's relationship with their kid, or hate on another young person's success because they're doing something that you're doing as an adult. gosh, it's so pathetic. Like I have one that I probably will touch up on it and show history because he has been such a troll. He's trolled me on Instagram. He's trolled me on YouTube. He's trolled me on Facebook where I've never had any interaction with him. And this all started when I exposed JDI pythons for his inappropriate actions with a 16-year-old girl, and he was defending him. It's just really sad and pathetic. My brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That buys me some coffee for the week. Morning, everyone. Peace and love. This is for hot chocolate for the CEO, Samson. I guess I don't get any coffee for the week. It's going to Samson, and it will go to Samson. I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate the love, and I appreciate you. You know, when we talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, there's some people that just bring different energy, and Ancestral Royal Pythons is one of them. I was very fortunate to be the first person to ever have him on a show. I hope to see him do more, and he is a front runner. He brought some heat. He is definitely a front runner on the eye candy extravaganza. So get ready, guys. We are back next month. So thank you so much for that, sir. Really appreciate it. Um, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about the hate. Why I'm the most hated. I'm the most hated, and I'm okay with that because I don't go with the status quo. I'm not gonna like someone just because you like them. Where I'm from, you have to read people. You get, what do we call them today? Vibes, right? um Energy, spirit. And if you can't identify a hustler right away, there's a chance you're going to get hustled. So where I was brought up, it's kind of secondhand nature. It's part of survival. um I love the movie Rounders. I can't say I am now because I have been out of the circle for a while and off of that table for a long time since we actually got into the snakes. But I love playing poker, and I have my whole life. Sure, it's like riding a bike, and I can take a lot of your money. Don't ever get it twisted. Um, but I love the movie Rounders, and there's a point in Rounders. There's a part where Matt Damon says, if you can't identify the sucker at the table, you're the sucker. Okay. And people don't like that reality. And some people, you get taken over and over again. And it frustrates me because I am an underdog guy. I am an anti-bully guy. I I hate to see that happen to people, but I'm trying more and more to just let you be. If you want to be a sucker, be a sucker. Okay. I'd rather live a sucker free life. And unfortunately, there are things that cannot happen without certain tension. If you think you're going to be a successful business person and not have confrontation, not have tension, not have these moments that are uncomfortable, you're unrealistic. You are not going to be a successful business person. It's just not going to happen. Um, while we're talking about the good, right? Because we were just talking about the good and ancestral. I did an episode a few weeks back, and on the who am I portion, right? On the who am I portion, I brought out Dr. Cornell West. This is when we touched on the topic of race, and Dr. Cornell has penned a book called Race Matters, and this was a quote that I pulled out on Race Matters. You can go and catch it. All of our shows are on playlists, whether it's What's in Your Cup, whether it's The Keeper's Corner, whether it is Bowling with Brian. You have literally hundreds of episodes you can go back and watch. They are being uploaded to podcast formats. I will start doing more marketing and promotion of that because I've had a lot of people reach out and ask why, and I took it for granted. I took this whole YouTube thing for granted and didn't realize that everybody doesn't have the luxury of time, and that YouTube doesn't really work where you could just hit play and listen to it at work without pausing and stopping. So I'm going to be better, and I'm going to continue to upload um, these episodes. I've already started, and I'll do better at providing you the links and marketing it out there. And shout outs to Chris from Snakes and the Fat Man that a few months back told me it is this easy, Brian, and all you have to do is this. So I did do it. So on that episode with Sean Bradley not too many weeks ago, where we discussed the whole issues on race that occurred, I talked about Dr. Cornel West, the event I did with Dr. Cornel West, his amazing insight and the issues that he tackles at face value. But it was good to get this comment recently. I'm just about finished with Race Matters and has definitely shed light on some things I didn't understand. A very technical read with a lot of language I was unfamiliar with, and some of the concepts took me reading them 3 to 4 times to truly digest it. That was awesome to me to see that that episode intrigued someone enough to go out and purchase the book and to get insight on a perspective of a reality that they don't live. And to see that was really, really cool. And that's the whole point. Never take it for granted how your words influence others. And I'm very happy to see that that took place. Okay. Um, Shout outs to Atomic Exotics. How are you, brother? How's everything? So yeah, definitely dope to see that. Let's see. So Samson's getting coffee. What else we got going on here? I think Derek sent another one. Yes, thank you very much. How much of a super chat do I have to send to get a Derek's Reptile pin to the front of your hat? I don't know. You can't bribe me for position. You know, the real estate is based on support. It's based on love. You know, and you show a lot of it. So the thing is, though, someone comes in, someone got to go. That's where it gets a little crazy. Luke says JDI was at an Iowa show. Thank you again for the blessing, gentlemen. I appreciate it. JDI was at an Iowa show I went to a couple of weeks ago. He is still active. It is disgusting to see anyone that supports that man. By the way, not only again did he have the inappropriate situation with a 16-year-old, a minor, he has been arrested and convicted of animal abuse. So for those of you that don't care about humans, don't care about the inappropriateness of a man, a married man who has a 16-year-old daughter at the same time that this occurred, who was her friend, maybe the fact that he's been convicted of animal abuse, that would be a reason not to support him. But if that's not the case, you're the bad. You're the one that I call out. You're the garbage. You're the one that makes me poop, because if you're supporting that, what does that make you? It's one thing if you don't know about it. It's another thing if you do and you just turn the left cheek because it doesn't affect you directly, because it wasn't your 16-year-old daughter, because it wasn't your 16-year-old niece, because it wasn't your 16-year-old friend. Okay? You're the bad. You're the bad. I said it. I said it. You can hate me now, but I won't stop now. Courtney, good morning. Courtney drinks a cup of cream in the morning with a little splash of coffee in it, where I drink straight black, all black, no sugar, no anything. Kara Shea says, I found this YouTube world while doing research about a reptile we got from Petco, and still here 3 years later. It has its good, it has its bad, it has its ugly. That's it. And sadly, JDI is still trying to stay in the snake community. He's not trying, he is staying, and he's still being supported, and people are still acting like it never happened. So Kevin and Courtney in the house. I don't know if it's Kevin and Courtney. Is Kevin with us today? Don't get me started. You know I get in trouble, okay? For those of you that don't know, that's what you get for not watching the shows weekly, all right? Don't splash the pot. Don't splash the pot. What is good? I was just talking about Bomb Projects. I saw Bomb Projects at Arlington doing his thing. I saw a lot of you at Arlington. That was awesome. Really swamped, really busy. It's a little bit hard to travel right now. In my industry outside of the snake world, weather plays a key role in what we do, and we've had breaks in the weather. So although there's like snow on the ground, we've had weather in the 40s, very sunny, which gives us the ability to work. So it's kind of difficult to put these things out in advance. Truth, Brian. I try to be truthful. But it was great to see so many of you out there having a good time, and I hope you support. I hope you're supporting the people that make this world a better place, that make this reptile community a better place. You can have confrontation. Fine. You don't like someone, fine. You don't trust someone, but you can remain kind and not let them tarnish who you are. You can definitely do that, Reagan Renee, or you can break their face. I mean, there's just always different ways to handle something. Who's to say one is right, one is wrong, right? Is it on Spotify? Yes, it is. It will definitely Spotify is one of the places. I did find an issue and I have to I'm sorry, that's about the podcast. Number one, I have to be mindful that the show has to be catered to a listening audience and not take for granted that people are watching the screen. Uh, and there's a show called Keeper's Corner in the podcast universe. So it's difficult for me to put because I started with the Keeper's Corner since that's an informational show. And it's a little bit difficult because um, I'm just trying to figure out how to list it that people will find it and not have issues. And the keeper's corner. There's no the. We never looked it up. We just went with your votes when we selected that name. Jason and I. Keeper's corner is about goalies or soccer or something like that. So Will's Hella Heat. Chris's new episode drops at noon today. That is correct. It's with definitely an OG in the game. Been in the game for 2.5 decades. And I am looking forward to it because of some of the shenanigans that are taking place. I will leave it at that. You will have to go check it out. Good morning, Gerald from Forward Motion Reptiles. Atomic Exotics, laugh out loud. You got me to message Chris about stickers. Guys, I already told you. Look, I don't know. Look, Atomic Exotics. I just got these. Okay. I'm telling you, Snakes and the Fat Man loves doing sticker swaps. All right, guys. So if you don't have the new exclusive Snakes and the Fat Man stickers, he must not have yours. So go hit up Snakes and the Fat Man on Instagram. Go send him a DM. Stop by his show today at noon and tell him you want to do a sticker swap. All right. Let him know I sent you guys. Let him know that I sent you. Okay. It will be really, really cool. He will really love it. Okay. Kevin is in the house. How is your so this is so cute when you see the couples and they're on at the same time. Okay, that's Steven. I gotcha. I gotcha. That's hashtag. Oh, it's Steven that does the. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was Steven that drinks the little splash of coffee. Okay. 30 days until Tinley Park. I would love to make it to Tinley Park. That would be so cool. Samson really wants to go. We haven't hit it. We hit Arlington a few times. So it'd be really cool. What is up? Flex in the house. All right. So gosh, you guys got me yapping today. Would you believe somebody could sit in front of a webcam and just talk for an hour? My gosh, that's pretty crazy, don't you think? Will's Hella Heat says Chris has the greatest intro of any reptile podcast. Love how realistic it looks with the sponsors' names. Yeah, that's great. Why don't you save that shit for his show? Like, stop being a whore and not knowing which person you're with. You're with Brian right now. Okay. So talk about Brian, how great Brian is. You don't have to talk about how great Chris is. All right. You can talk about how great the comments are that Brian lists every show that are different and takes the time out to put together every week based on the communications he has with viewers. How about you do that, you whore? All right, so I do have stuff I want to get to. 6 degrees of separation. Please keep sending them in. Remember, we're playing 6 degrees of Snakeatorium, right? So send me a person, and I have to try to make the connection to them within 6 degrees. And if I can't do it, you win a T-shirt. Okay. And last week on it was his birthday week. Was it his birthday? No, no, I'm sorry, it was his death day. Shout outs to Los, but I was sent big pun. Can't believe it's been what 20 23 years since he died. Um, did amazing things, put Puerto Ricans on the map in the rap game, put Latinos on the map in the rap game. A huge resurgence, a huge recognition, bringing respect back to the Bronx and the whole hip hop community. When the guy was amazing, his lyrical ability was absolutely phenomenal. His weight is what caused issues. So, how do we get to big pun within 6 degrees? Well, this one was pretty easy. Like many of you know, we've had the conversations. I owned a recording studio. I owned a management company for a while. I managed acts. One of the acts I managed was DJ Corruption, and he was a Terror Squad DJ. He was also a Rough Rider DJ later in his game. We also had some of the hottest venues in the city at the time. We did change a lot of stuff in the whole hip hop world. As you can see here, featured the picture on top is Cuban Links, who was part of Terror Squad, and then there was some drama and bad situations that took place, which was sad to see, where he was no longer a part of Terror Squad. There was violence. He got his face slashed. I mean, you can just Google these things, and you would see everything that took place. And then down below, you have the founder of Terror Squad, Fat Joe, who's not as fat as he used to be. So yes, I can be connected to. I guess that's how many degrees is that? It's definitely less than 6, right? Because I managed. Big Pun was part of Terror Squad, and I managed a Terror Squad DJ. Is that one connection, or is one connection them directly? I'm not sure. But that is. I think I win this one. I think I win this one, guys. Like I said, send me anything on celebrities, elected officials, athletes, and let's see if I can connect within 6 degrees. But let me know if you don't agree. I believe I won that one. That one was pretty easy for me. Okay. Constricting creations. Brian, love me. Thanks. Love me. Thanks. Love me all you want. I love being loved. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Hey, no whore shaming. Why not? Today is side piece day. Why? Why? Can you send me the link to your spot? Didn't I just tell you you're not going to find it? Goodness gracious. Thanks for proving me right again. I got my first round of COVID from the Manchester show. Now I'm scared to go to a big show. I was super sick. Python Patrol, don't worry about it. If you got your first round of COVID, you got your cherry pop, the next one's a walk in the park. I did get COVID shortly after I went to my first Arlington show. I don't know if it was from the show or not. What is up, Mad River? Okay. So when we're talking about, one of the reasons why I'm so hated, I do the Sticker Breeder Graveyard and the Milk Carton Chronicles. And this week, oh my goodness, it's crazy that after one of the biggest shows of the year, Arlington, there were so many people dropping, and I mean dropping like flies. Okay. This week, my DMs went to buzz, which they didn't have to. I was informed about a couple of people. Well, I was informed about someone before they went public with their announcement that they were shutting down shop, and that was sad to hear. I've been through 5 rounds of COVID in my house. Still haven't had it myself. You probably had it and just didn't, and you were asymptomatic, um, unless you got tested every time and it never proven. But it can also take up to 5 days. All right, so yeah, one of the reasons I'm such a hated podcast, and you guys have not sent in any. I want to see in the comments. I want to go through the live chat and tell me who's the worst podcaster and why. Unless, of course, you're scared. You know, a lot of people are scared to express their opinions, and you need someone else's approval. Stop being so scared. Like, I don't care about sly remarks in the comments. You notice I usually address them because those people, whether they want to admit it or not, I'm their podcaster's favorite podcaster, and that's why they're here, and that's why they want to hate me, but they still coming back, and they come back, and they come back more, and they watch from the sideline, and they creep, and they just sit there silently. It's okay. I'm cool with that. All right. So, who do you guys think is on the milk carton? Let's start with the milk carton this week. Who do you think is on the milk carton? This one, I mean, came out and I saw them for a while. I'm not going to even keep it suspenseful because we have so many people in the graveyard. But the person on the milk carton this week is Dia de los Morphs. Cool logo. I see the spin, right? It's a spin off of Dia de los Muertos. Um, Pertaining to the Mexican culture, which has something to do kind of similar to Halloween, where they recognize and connect with the dead. But they're gone. I don't know if they're gone. I know that they're definitely missing. So this week I had seen a photo which made me wonder, hey, what's going on here? And when I saw that photo, it kind of spurred the whole thing. Like, wow, what's going on? He looked like he joined another team. So I did want to. This is our first video of someone in the sticker breeder graveyard.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Jace here from Gen Z Reptiles. Long time no see. I've missed you guys. I wanted to jump on here today and give you guys a bit of an update about what's happening with Gen Z Reptiles. As many of you have noticed, we have not been posting on social media for a little while now, and that is due to one big reason. My little bro has had the amazing opportunity to go work with Justin Kabilka, the rest of the team down at Canova. So we're no longer operating together in the same state. He is now down in Georgia living his best life. And we have come to the decision that it's pretty difficult to run a business together when you're not in the same state. So Gen Z Reptiles is going to be liquidating our collection and all of our equipment. That way, Josh and I can both really focus in on the things that are in front of us. It was a really tough decision for us, but it's for the best. And that being said, we are not getting out of reptiles by any means. We're going to be involved in the reptile community in a different capacity. So I wanted to come here and say that we have a list of snakes that we'll have available. The equipment's going to be available too. Anybody who's interested, reach out and we will get that list, the link to that list right to you. If anybody's going to be at Tinley Park, we'll do free delivery there. Looking forward to see anybody who's going to be at Tinley Park. If not, we can definitely ship out snakes when the weather permits. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. If you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
So that's one of the at least 4 announcements that I was aware of, and it was sad. I mean, these were 2 young guys that were doing their thing, and making moves and had huge social media presence. I mean, 40,000 followers on Instagram. They had a YouTube presence. You have well, this was the photo actually that I had seen that made me wonder what was going on, because it looked like he was part of the team, and I know how that could easily be a conflict. So this was the photo that I had seen representing Clutch at Arlington, and I was like, "Wow, this is going to be interesting. What's going on? Did he just join the team for the weekend to help out for the weekend? I know he does a lot of the the filming and the media, etc." So I found that interesting. We did get to meet Gen Z at Arlington. Great guys, and I was really looking forward to them being a huge part of the next generation, but it looks like they're taking a detour. I wish them the best. I hope that they don't leave the reptile community. I mean, they had reels that hit millions and millions of followers. So it's definitely part of the bad is seeing the people that leave. So there is good, bad, and ugly. So that is definitely a huge part of it. And speaking of good, look at this guy. Ooh, that's good right there. Mark from 403 Fawn is looking all sexy in his Samson Snakeatorium tee. Um, we do have a US ARC alert. Okay, Oregon is on the list, so let's make sure you say no to HB 3214, which is a proposed bill on the table. Go to US ARC. The link, the video in the video description is a link to US ARC where you can go and see what are the next steps. Email your legislators, fax, mail letters, attend hearings, voice opposition, share, guys. It's the least you can do. Okay, share. I want to give away a US ARC membership. Um, there are people, guys, that live check to check, and even something like a $40 membership can be tight. So if you know anyone that needs a US ARC membership, I want to give one away. So have send me some DMs. Nominate people that may not have it. Please don't be one of these people that tell me everyone you know has a US ARC. No, the numbers don't add up. They don't add up. If I went through your friend list on your Instagram of reptile people, I'll find people that don't have it. So don't assume everyone has it. Take 32 seconds to put out a post and ask, are you interested in getting a free US ARC membership? Okay. It takes literally that long. Again, guys, I hope you are following Ancestral Royal Pythons. They have a great giveaway coming at 2,500 followers. So give them a follow. And Umbrella Steve also has his giveaway as soon as they get to 2,500 followers. In the video description is a link to the original post. You have to follow the rules. You have to follow him, like the original post, tag 3 people, etc., etc. And I think I lost the visual, but don't forget about Snakes and the Fat Man, so you don't look as bad as me when you're on podcast. So we're talking about people that keep dropping out. And I wanted you guys to remember this is not easy. So for those of you that don't like the fact that I talk about the ugly is the odds of you succeeding at doing this as a business is minimal. And I'm going to tell you that. And you're going to have vultures. You're going to have people coming after you. Okay. Um, because they're in business, and they're in business not to be your friend. They're in business to make money. They're in business to profit. So they're not going to tell you, hey, don't give me $10,000. They're going to sell you a dream. I'm not going to sell you a dream. I'm going to tell you that the chances of you being successful in ball python breeding is slim to none. Breeders don't want to hear me say that. Why? Because it affects their business. You're going to buy animals today, you're going to buy genes today that by the time you get those hatchlings up to breeding size are going to be worthless. This is the reality. And that's why When BBM Reptiles, I had seen a video and he was always talking about breeding projects that he liked in case he couldn't sell them. He was okay with keeping those animals. When you look at Tag Reptiles and you hear Bubba say, lock what you love, that's what we need to do, because the animals always seem to get lost in everything, okay? They're always an afterthought. When people shut down, they don't care where the animals go. When people have a surplus of inventory, they don't care where the animals go. And to me, it's more important than making that quick dollar, right? You see all the laws and everything that have taken place in other animal industries. Do you think that's not going to happen here eventually once people see the disregard for all of this? Speaking of craziness in animals, do you hear anything in your ceiling?
Janganlah kecoh. Kecoh lah kau ni. Kenapa ekor dua?
Tepuk mana?
Tarik ekor tu.
Tepuk sana ke?
Mama tak tu.
Kena ambil sebelah.
Biar dia tunggu.
Oh, dua.
Apa dapat ekor tak apa. Ekor dia tengah.
Dia kena di sebelah.
Boleh yang
Allah.
That's pretty freaky, huh? Realities in other countries that happened in Malaysia, where they had those nice 3 huge snakes just fall through their ceiling, and it's just another day. It's just another day. Over here, it's funny how people were screaming and millions of views on that, and you look at the comments and people are horrified. I think if that happened to us, and it wasn't like a neighbor, this is just like nature. If it happened to us, we're like, oh, cool, snakes. And for most people, it's a terrifying thing. So yes, guys, you're not normal. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. You're not normal. Mutation Creation had to get as much beauty sleep as possible, but made it. You need some beauty sleep. Come on, stop it. People find you beautiful. Not me. I don't find you beautiful, but a lot of people find you beautiful, Billy. It's okay. You don't need any beauty sleep. Scuba Steve, exactly. That's it. They come up, they come quick too. In and out. Truth, Brian. Guys, people can't handle the truth, okay? They can't handle the truth. Look at you. Balls and Strikes says, you know you have good stuff when Limey Smidger comes over to your table and wipes prices off your displays. I hope I didn't butcher their name. I got the Limey part. I always see Limey. Happened to us at Charlotte over the weekend. Look at that. I mean, a spider lesser isn't going to buy a house. So that's funny that you mentioned that, because I wanted to talk about, what's his name? Alex, the kid from Go Herping. If you look, this kid had a lot to do with the hate on Spider, because his YouTube went viral. He has close to 700,000 subscribers on YouTube, and it was all about herping, which ironically he bashed, the spider and other aspects of the herping world, had horrible husbandry practices, yet appealed to the masses. But if you look at his channel now, you don't see anything pertaining to herping. down, 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 down. Doesn't it make you want to surf? That beat made me want to surf, so I had to use it as I surfed through months and months and months and months of thumbnails and did not see one reptile related, not one herping related video. And the last thing I want is life advice from someone who still has poop stains on their drawers. He must be drinking that coffee makes me poop stuff. But yeah, that's the problem. The problem is that social media makes people think that because they have a large following, they know what they're talking about. And shame on you. Shame on you for not doing more research, for not checking it out. But talking about huge followings, okay, I'm going to show you someone that has a huge following that I realized. And again, guys, douche canoe. I love the different cultures and how different people have different expressions. And I think the first time I heard douche canoe was from one of your favorite people, also one of Snakes and the Fat Man favorite people, Kayla from Jube Jube and Friends. That was the first time I ever heard the expression douche canoe. You people really do crack me up with the douche canoe. The douche canoe. Smash that like button. I have to agree with you. Okay, go smash that like button. Don't put me on blast. All right, so guys, do not forget to send me the most. If you don't want me to share your opinion, I won't share your opinion, but I want to hear your opinions. Okay, I definitely want to hear your opinions. 700,000 subscribers and gets a few thousand views per video. Interesting, right? Well, there's a lot of people like that. John from Underworld, my homie, you won one of the bonuses. I think I sent you the money. Go check. So at least you won your money back, or at least some of your money back. But thanks, man. His videos never creep me out or anything. Douche Cannon. Ken, that's a new one. That's a new one for me, a douche cannon. Guys, I am getting my douche vernacular up this episode. Thank you so much. Douche cannon and a dirty douche cannon. Okay, all right. Now here we have one of the untouchables. Okay.
This is Gabriel, the person that I came to meet, and you have a really amazing story. You know, for a couple of reasons, I love to highlight something like this. And for one is, Gabriel, how old are you?
15.
So Gabriel is 15 years old, and he is full on following his dreams and his passions for reptiles. What made you want to breed reptiles?
I started when I was little. I was always interested in reptiles, and I used to go to this pet store all the time that's actually pretty close to here.
And when did you know, like, all right, I'm ready to try to take and make this into a business?
Probably a year ago.
A year ago.
So I got one ball python, and then I ended up getting more, and then I decided, well, you can make some money breeding this, and I wanted to do it.
Gabriel really right here. This is a pastel Batman, which is essentially a pastel spot nose leopard clown. And that's just a great combination. I mean, just look at how gorgeous that is. Pastel is co-dominant, spot nose is co-dominant, leopard is co-dominant, and of course, the clown is recessive.
15-year-old kid spends almost $1 million. That video is about 5 years old. He's not here anymore, guys. He was out in I think less than 2 years. So just think about a close to, I believe it was really more about three quarters of a million. But obviously $1 million on the thumbnail looks better than writing kid spends $750,000. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. And he was in and out. 15 years old. What does he know? Okay. What does he know at 15 years old? Samson at 11 years old is more flighty than he was at 6 years old with this whole reptile thing. As a parent, you have to understand these kids have no idea. How many of us went into college and studied something and by our junior year wondered why did we waste so much time on and money, okay, on something that we realized we didn't like. It's kind of the reason why I think 80% of people do not work in their field of study. Oh, sorry about that. So a dirty douche cannon seems to be the worst of the worst. He started when he was little. He's still little. He's about 20 years now. Too bad he had no idea what to do. He didn't deserve. Let's see. Billy says, too bad he had no idea what to do, and he bullied though. So we're gonna get back to that. You have to remember there's always going to be envy, and at 15 years old, you may not have the mental capacity to deal with the negativity. Number one, you're going to have vultures coming after you, knowing that you have bank, right? They know that you have a budget to work with. And then you're going to have people that are envious that you're 15 years old, you don't even do your own laundry, and you have $1 million collection. Okay, that's just the reality of it. But I do also want to touch up on the fact, and I think that many may have missed this, and I found this ironic. Someone sent me that, and that was a topic of conversation in our DMs this week about him, and he had a really negative attitude, and he pretty much crapped all over everybody as well. So it wasn't one-sided. I guess it was a 15-year-old being 15 years old. But Samson, we had just done a video, I believe, last week, and it was on a gifted Batman maker from DTMG, and I just wanted to show you something here.
Hey Instagram, it's Samson, aka CEO. Today we just want to give you a quick update on this awesome snake gifted by DTMG Pythons. It's a Batman maker, so it has a bit of everything. It has leopard, which is dominant. It has spot nose, which is incomplete dominant, and it has head clown, which is recessive. So hit that like button and subscribe, and peace out.
So I found it interesting that my 11-year-old, who we're going to separate the channels. He's going to do his own channel because he is 11 years old, and outside of the snake world, he does a lot of things that kids do. And sometimes his material and my material kind of don't mesh, and I don't want kids coming to this channel, which was the original intention, and it just morphed into something else. But this is what I found funny. If you listen to Brian Varchek, who is obviously very well experienced, been in the game forever, and you listen to 11-year-old Samson, who's been doing this for 5 years, one of them is right and one of them is wrong, and I have to go with the 11-year-old. Number one, there's no such thing as a co-dominant gene. We bastardize a lot of terms in the ball python community. It's actually an incomplete dominant, which Samson referred to correctly. Okay. There's no such thing as sperm plugs. I know a lot of this is news for people, but there's no such thing as sperm plugs when it comes to ball pythons. Okay. What you have and what you see, and this is half of one. I remember putting this post up on Ask Me Anything a long time ago. And what you have here is a hemipeneal casing. It's like schmegma. Guys, say schmegma. You're going to see when you say schmegma, it's satisfying. But there's no such thing as a sperm plug. I'm not going to get into it. That's not what this show's for. The Keeper's Corner was the show where we went over stuff like this. The whole point is there is no such thing as a co-dominant gene when it comes to ball pythons. Samson understands that at 11 years old. And there are going to be many viewers that watch this that don't know that because they hear breeders over and over and over again refer to a gene as a codom. Another interesting fact that I found there was he referred to the leopard as a codom, and the leopard is a dominant gene. So I did find it very, very interesting. And the segue from Forward Motions Reptiles was the fact that I believe 2 of the next combos were very high-end spider comboed animals, where today they're still being vilified for something that's not their fault and completely natural. So it's really, really sad to see. So I researched and I looked around and I kept looking and I couldn't find anything. The kid's name is Gabriel Murphy, and there's just nothing. His whole digital footprint has been pretty much erased. No content on YouTube, no activity on Twitter, nothing on Facebook. So yeah, he got out, and he got out angrily. Hopefully we'll see Go Herping do the same thing. Well, it doesn't have to leave angry, but just get out, because you do more harm than good. And yet I'm the bad guy. I'm the most hated podcaster. Me, when you got these people. But I did find this, and this was extremely interesting to me, was I found these guys. So I found what looks like Snakes and the Fat Man, Sean Bradley, and Snake's I want to say hetero male life partner, Donato, having dinner with the kid. That's Gabriel or Gabriel. I forgot how they pronounce it. Having dinner. By the way, that steak looks amazing that Chris is eating. So look at this baby face, Chris. This is about 5 years ago, and I believe it was at Daytona. But if you look at Chris's comment, and this is 2018, okay? I mean, people have been talking about the same things for years. If you looked at this comment, we can delete the date, and it's still the same thing today. Just different people doing the same thing, expecting a different result. He's talking about the people that complain and they're negative about shows and why they don't sell when they don't do the things they're supposed to do at a show to sell. It's just crazy to see that these topics are still relevant today. It is just really, really, really sad. Be different, be better. If you want to succeed, do what successful people do. Don't follow the idiots that failed. And everyone didn't fail because they were an idiot. Well, I don't know. Maybe they did. I don't know. But that is what it is. And you can hate me. I'll be okay. But I do want to know, worst means not as good, right? That would be worse. That would be a proper way to look at worse. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Did Austin Powers say schmegma? Samson is going to be a lady killer. Thank you. Thank you. I'm hoping he actually just marries his first love. Being a lady killer did not help me out for the majority of my life. I was a lady killer, by the way, at one point, guys. I actually was pretty and had a really nice body. I had muscles and big breast and all that good stuff. Balls and Strikes Python says, slow growth is actually the way to go. It takes a while to learn what you can and can't handle as far as the amount of time it takes to care for your animals. And I have to agree with you. No one deserves to be bullied. Well, at least 99%. And I dig it. I think everybody should get bullied. I think everyone at some point in their life should be bullied. It's not the PC thing to say, but you don't know what you're made of until you get bullied. Hell, you don't even know if you could take a punch until you get punched in your face. Gosh, I remember all those years before getting punched in my face, always being scared about getting punched in my face. Then I got punched in my face, and it made me realize, I could take a shot, and it makes you know what you're built of. I mean, gosh, I know I have a lot of anti-violence people and all that good stuff, but you don't know what you're made of. Do you have the capability to walk away? Do you have the capability to stand your ground? You don't know until it happens. So I'm not one of these anti-bully people. I think that it's what makes this country soft, is that we don't let people fight their own battles. And sometimes fighting your own battles means bringing your brothers, your sisters, your cousins. So it's not necessarily fighting alone, but it's not running and hiding and ducking your head. So going back to Billy's comment, too bad he had no idea what to do. That's the problem. And I think that falls on breeders, on vendors, where you go to a show, you did all this work, you're having a rough start. Obviously, you are eager to sell an animal. And I've talked about this numerous times, especially with the other Canadian guy on that show. And I think it's a breeder's responsibility to know who you're selling your animals to. And if they're going to breed, if they're just doing this as a pet owner, but that they have an understanding, because the more success happens to the person you sell an animal to, the better it is, big picture and long term, for the community. Because, guys, as we have people leaving the community, we do have people coming into the community, right? So that's a good thing. The bad thing is when people are leaving the community, it's not an exact balance of those coming into the community. People leaving the community are selling their animals for dollars, for pennies on the dollar. They're selling large collections. Look at Gen Z's collection, okay? People coming into the community are buying one snake before they get bit by the bug, and then they buy 5 snakes, whatever. It doesn't balance out. Those leaving are losing a lot more. The community is losing a lot more than what we're gaining from the new people. We need less people leaving while we continue to bring people into the community. And that makes the world a better place. And that's why we need more pet keepers, because everyone wants to be a breeder. You can have 10 snakes and just love them. Last night I cleaned about 12 tubs, and some of them are some of our slow growers, because we slow grow everything. And just looking at the beauty and realizing the snake does not hold the value of that it did when we got it, but it's beautiful. It's something we enjoy looking at. We've enjoyed that snake's growth. We enjoyed it weighing 100 grams to the 1,000 grams that it is now. We've enjoyed that process, or Chris's favorite word, that journey. We have to take smaller steps. We always say it's a marathon, not a sprint, and everybody wants to come out sprinting. Stop sprinting, guys. Stop sprinting, okay? Isn't that just hemipene shed? Technically, it's a casing. It's like a shed. You can call it a shed. It's like a shed. Whatever you want to call it, don't call it a sperm plug, okay? Because it's not a sperm plug. Kingdom Pythons, God, you get quote of the day. Shout outs to Dr. Joe and his awesome reptile club. After seeing what it takes to breed, most of my students just want a pet. That is great. That is awesome, because breeders need people to sell to. And understanding the work, guys, it's work. Before I do this show, I already spent an hour getting water for the rats, feeding the rats, checking on tubs. Before I leave to work at 5 in the morning, I've already spent an hour. When I come home, Samson and I are in that room. When we plan a vacation, who's taking care of the animals? It's a long-term project. My ball python is 15, excuse me, my bow is 15 years. These guys don't die in a couple of years. If you're doing things right, they live 20 to 30 years. Stop making the animal an afterthought because you think you're going to get rich. Okay, stop it. If you want to see what it takes to be successful, go look at Mutation Creations setup. Go look at Bob Vu's setup. Go look at what Bob Vu does for a show. If you want to make this your top revenue earning stream, go look at what it takes and stop thinking that you're going to do this in the snap of a finger. Stop thinking you're going to do it differently than all those that did it the same way and failed. It's a fight just to get back to even. My goal with Samson was always for us to make enough money for there not to be a loss. That the rats are covered, they're paid for, and that whatever takes place. We didn't do t-shirts. People have t-shirts before they even paired hatchlings. People are putting out their why do I want to wear your t-shirt? I have 60 something t-shirts. I appreciate everything you guys said. Okay. But people are selling t-shirts. Why would someone want to buy your t-shirt? You've done nothing in the reptile community. Nothing. What does your brand mean? Samson didn't start doing t-shirts until after 3 years, and I don't know how many clutches that hit the ground already. And he did it to raise funds to feed our rats. We have a huge rat bill every month. It just seems like priorities are all mixed up. Okay. A race to the bottom. That is deep. That is deep. That's a hard reality. LKB Python says, you say stop it, but you know people are hard of hearing. I think that post from Chris from 2018. Gosh, 2018 is already 5 years ago, guys, and we're still saying the same thing. Another cup of coffee. Thank you so much. Very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We're gonna end the show. I didn't even realize how late it was. I had fun. I need to get a guest on here soon. I know you guys are getting tired of me by myself, but I really enjoy you people. But this jerk over here said, speaking of t-shirts, did you outgrow mine? Haven't seen you wear it in a while. I have worn your t-shirt plenty of times. Thank you very much. Sounds like you need a cup of coffee. I do need my second cup of coffee. I had a late start today. First of all, this is an extra large. Thank you very much. And just like, let me make sure he sent me an extra large. Yes, just like Reagan Renee sent me extra large. Okay, I still fit an extra large. Thank you very much. And I refuse to go bigger because then you don't lose weight. And I have lost my first month's goal. Thank you very much. You look like you could shed a pound too there. All right, chubby. No, but I don't. If you have a new design, I'll take it. I'll take a new design, but pick me. Maybe I need to get you a new one. I also didn't realize there were no requirements to be a breeder, and anyone who wants can do it. Coming in, I thought any breeder was legit. That's because you shaped like a pear. Yeah, learn how to spell. And are you hitting on me? I don't know. We're not gonna have any more get-togethers if I'm uncomfortable. Okay. SS Bronx said, I barely fit in XXL, but I have room in the belly area. All right, guys. So thank you. I definitely went over. I had a good time today. Keep sending in the 6 degrees of separation challenge. Let's see if 6 degrees of Snakeatorium, and we can get it done. You guys are do you people work? My goodness. I understand those that listen, but do you guys work? I understand taking a break. I knew people that used to take a break at this time, etc. But listen, guys, make it a great day. I want you guys to all have a great day. Happy hump day. Make it a great day. And I really like those of you that whatever I say, it doesn't discourage you. Okay. I'm glad it doesn't discourage you. I just hope reality checks are going on. I hope that you see that every week, literally one of the biggest shows, and right after, at the show, you had people selling out, right? Right? At the show, you had people announcing that after 10 years, they're gone. At the show, selling at the show, saying, come get them. I'll be at the show. We're done after 10 years. It's been a great ride. Okay. You heard Gen Z. You can pick up your snakes at Tinley. They'll be at Tinley. Okay. You deserve success. Go fail today. Fail at something today, because failure is part of success. Stop patting yourself on the back until you accomplish something. All right. And if you're going to hate me, hate me. Hate me. But one thing you won't say is that I was lying. Guys, have a great day. I hope you enjoy the rest of your hump day. Crush the rest of your week. Crush the rest of your goals. And keep sending me DMs to people you would like to see on the show. I thank you all for joining us. And happy hump day, guys. Go kill it.